going to be lots of back and forth and advocacy based on facts in the past. Who is an actual competitor or a real one? That's a very important question, with a potential competitor as well. So should the parties decide to increase, post-merger, should the prices of establishing these kind of units and, the price of these projects increase dramatically, would the clients be able and willing to turn to other players in the market? So that's really a question that's going to be very central to the assessment there.
And may I ask, how would they view a financial sponsor? And by that I mean private equity.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Probably, I thought about that because I've seen announcements, of course, where a number of private equity bidders were on the line there. Yes, I think it can help because, in a way, a private equity has a horizon of 5 to 7 years, I guess. So it may not fit exactly with the project. So that's the downside. The upside is that if some of these companies are seen as a little bit shaky, having a big private equity name behind them may help as well. So yes, I think they could draw a positive inference from that, and there seem to be a lot of them lining up already to buy a piece of the puzzle there. So yeah, I think it can only help. But at the core, you will need to have I think the primary question is not necessarily the financial one. The primary question is, do you have the industrial solidity and knowledge and experience to manage this kind of project to a European standard?
So sorry, is the conclusion that, a private equity company could just hire, the best management. I'm sure they will offer very good compensation packages. But if I took, for example, let's say Carlyle, I think was one I read about, Carlyle plus, some very well-respected industry CEO, would that be a credible buyer? Or are you saying it will need to be something like Carlyle plus one of the smaller players in the industry? So more money.
Okay, my intuition there is that they would prefer to have I saw CVC's name associated with Messer, for instance. I hope I'm reading that well, but Blackstone going on their own, or Carlyle going on their own, purely with there would need to be a transfer. The package they're going to buy will need to be in any event to be a very. When they offer the remedies, the Commission will be keen to sell to one purchaser. That's the aim they will probably fix to themselves, because they will want what will be transferred will need to be freestanding and absolutely freestanding. If you sell to Messer backed by CVC, I think in the Commission mind you've got less uncertainty because you know that the structure is already in place. Messer already has that kind of experience, maybe not on bigger scale projects, but on reasonably scaled projects. And with everything they will acquire, I think if they sell to a pure private equity bidder, I think the bar is higher and the package will need to be more complete for the parties. Basically, they will need to put together something that is which is already absolutely freestanding. While if they sell to Messer, then maybe they will be a little bit less worried about. Yeah, they will want to transfer a business for sure, but it may not need to be exactly as freestanding as for a pure private equity buyer.
Understood. So if the conclusion is the Commission would probably not take an issue with private equity for private equity's sake. However, the level of divestitures which they would require would likely be higher and more complete, so it is more freestanding.
In a way, the package should not differ whether you sell to a private equity buyer. Legally, it should not differ because you impose the remedies in order to solve something. But yes, I think as a matter of fact, they will have to be much more careful for a pure private equity buyer than they would be for a Messer, for instance.
Okay.
Because I don't know, for instance, if there is, I'm not sure it's a, usually R&D based business, even at the tonnage level, it seems to be fairly, not commoditized, but it doesn't seem to be necessarily highly technical. Although I'm sure very technical stuff go on there. it's not the highest technology